Good morning and welcome back today. Today is a Saturday. It's a cold day. The thermometer said it was 12 when I come out to feed. I have to feed, and even though I still got COVID, I've got to feed. I can't let them they won't eat frost and snowballs, which we did have a little bit of snow overnight, but nothing more than a dust, and it snowed 2 or 3 times yesterday, but nothing laid. So anyway, I'm back out here today. Yesterday I went into the smithy to grind on a handle just a little bit. I thought about attaching, getting me a guard started and do a handle, bone handle there. And this happens to be off of a mule deer, and they don't have most of them don't have eye guards, so you don't have that spot to contend with, and they don't curve as fast, so you can get more knife handles out of a mule deer antler than you ever dreamed about on a whitetail, or I can anyway. So, but anyway, with that, I ground this, and while I was out there, I had a piece of wrought iron I took out there, and I lit my little Mr. Volcano forge right there, and it claims it'll get 2,600 degrees. I don't know whether it will or not, but I got it hot, and I was able to work this piece. It was a piece of a leaf with the stem that broke before I got to work it out. So the leaf business is for the blacksmith family tree, where you make a leaf and you send it to them, and you put your touch mark on it. And when they get the tree made, I'm telling you right now, my power company sucks, and I don't care who sees this. I'm telling you, they want all kinds of business and industry to come into this county, but they can't even supply the county with power. I mean, they're building houses all over these mountains right here, earning what they come to love about the place. They've earned it. They'll buy a couple acres of ground on a mountain so steep a billy goat can't walk on it, and they'll build a house. And then they come in, they put power, and they underground, all this other stuff like that. My power has been going on and off, on and off, on and off since 4:30 this morning. And it knocks the internet down, knocks everything. And you call them and say, listen, this is happening. It's just people using more power. It's cold. Well, how in the hell are you going to provide business and industry with electricity, dependable electricity that they count on to do this so that people can have jobs, when they can't even supply their dang houses with constant power? Every time the wind blows around here, damn power goes off. Beats all I've ever seen in my life. I'm telling you right now, it's just, I don't know. It's EMC, it's membership owned and everything, but I damn sure don't get no dividends off of it. So, I mean, I could not turn on the light, just run the refrigerators and freezers that I got, and that's it. My bill would be over $100 a month. I mean, and it's wintertime. I don't use a heat pump. That's what they push here. Heat pump, heat pump, heat pump, heat pump. Well, it's 12 degrees. You can only make viable heat with a heat pump down to about 30 degrees, 28 degrees or something like that. If it's in direct sunlight during the day, If it's in direct sunlight, you can get a little more heat pump heat out of it, mechanical, without having to use the electric heat strips. And that's what's killing it now, is all these people with heat pumps from the electric company that'll finance them for you, and they'll put them in your homes for $29.95 a month, and pay for them forever. They can't even supply power to keep your house warm. Duh. And no wonder I run gas on everything that I can. My wife hates it, but hey, power goes out, we can still cook and stay warm. I don't have to worry about nothing. I had a heat pump. I used to put in heat pumps. I used to do the heat and air. Do it residential, commercial, industrial, whatever. Didn't matter. Hospitals, retirement homes, nursing homes, anything like that. Doctor's offices. Put them in cancer clinics, where they treat people with cancer. I've done all that. All of that. Heat pumps. You know what happens after a few years? They take them out and put a gas furnace in. Yeah. If you got natural gas, that's the best way to go. But we got propane. So it's not the best way to go. And propane is the second or third perk off of crude oil. The lighter hydrocarbons, the butanes, and stuff like that come off first. You just wave a match under it, basically, and it'll break butane atoms, chains out of it, and release it. So, and what they do when they get done taking everything that they can get, and it's down next to almost to asphalt, they've got a way now of superheating it. And once they superheat it, it breaks it back down and makes it more, breaks all them heavy molecular bonds in that stuff. It makes it goo. It makes it goo, and so they break them bonds now and turn it back liquid, more liquid, and they get a second perking off of it, but they don't get a whole lot, but they get more than just a bale of, a container of asphalt to make shingles and stuff with it. They squeeze that gallon for every drop. And so with that, and even during World War II, propane was not regulated. You could burn all the propane you wanted. And they converted cars to run on propane. You couldn't have tires. Joey Chitwood and them out there still done their stunts and everything with the cars, but they was operating off propane. And they was doing it with just steel wheels. No tires on them. They was doing all kinds of stuff, with them. And they, like I said, they used propane, liquid propane, as a fuel to fuel the cars. It's not as efficient as gasoline. I mean, it takes half again as much to go as far with propane as it does gas, liquid gas. But anyway, I digress. I bitched enough about that. Back to this. So, see what? This is things you have to put up with when you live out here. If I was running my ribbon burner, well, I'd be dumping gas before I could get it shut off. And there it is when the power goes off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. Something sooner or later is going to go boom. They don't understand this. They're responsible for the power that comes to my weatherhead. And it's been inspected from a weatherhead down. And throughout my house has been inspected. And everything else has. All that's up to code, and everything's above and beyond code in my house and everything else. But the power coming from their turbines, the generators, to my weatherhead is supposed to be constant. And it is constant. A constant damn disruption of flow. Burns me up. I mean, it blinks. And this digital age, what it does, if you don't have a battery backup in your digital clock, it goes 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So if you got an alarm set on it, and it blinks in the middle of the night, your alarm don't work. Because your clock's going over 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So, anyway. Alright, let's get back on this. Now, yesterday, like I said, I forged, when I had that going, I got warmed up in there, and the Mr. Volcano takes no electricity to operate, so I forged this out a little bit and flattened it up. It's probably 1/8 of an inch or something like that, which is fine for a guard on what I'm going to do with it. And I kind of cleaned it up, but I'll go over it with I'll sand it, then I'll go over it with a ball peen hammer and a piece of railroad track iron and texture it before I dump it in a ferric. But I'll fit it to my tang, then I may fit a spacer on it. I don't know. I don't know if I need to or want to, or it just depends on what it looks like when I get that done. But anyway, then I'll bend this and shape. I'll bend this and then shape it and grind it if I've got power to run my grinder. So after this, before I put it in the ferric, I'll get it where it needs to be every way I want it, and I'll drop it in there and let it work a little while. This is fire grained. It's not super grade wrought iron. It's just like an ornamental stuff, so it'd be big grain. And I beat on it enough that it should have condensed it a little bit more. So I think I may have folded this one. I don't know. I may not have at one point in its life. But if I didn't, I didn't. And there's no cracks in it that's sparked from it or anything. So that will do that. And I will put it on this buoy right here. Yeah, I done, it's just I put it in a blue denim case right there so it wouldn't rust or anything. And I done a bunch of, I actually didn't do anything except paint wood hardener on some of my wood. I made a couple of sage rounds and a couple of other little odds and ends there. Done a block, vacuumed it in there and everything. Put that wood hardener in there, stabilize it. And this morning I'm going to set out in this, getting back to this. When I had this over heating up, I found, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7, 8, whatever, the little knives that I make, the little like patch knives that I make like this, and put them through just like the old blacksmiths would have done at the rendezvous. And I done, I don't know, 7 or 8 of those yesterday while I was doing it. I just hammered them out, and they need to be ground, but I let them, I normalized them after I beat on them a while. I normalized them 3 times and then heated them back up and put them in perlite and let them anneal. So they ought to be good and soft this morning if they're not froze stiff. It's cold. Hangs it cold. Anyway, it's going to be one of them little neck knives like that. And so it's just one of them little, like I said, a little patch knife. I need to get this bone off the end of it there with the hair. And clean it up a little bit, but other than that, that's okay with that. Fits the sheath well, it's made for it, so it should fit it. I got the heat going. I'll probably run out of gas here, but I got another tank sitting there, so I'm good with that. And so I've got to get some my walnut scales. I need to do them. I got some walnut scales. I need to put them in encapsulate these in some epoxy right there so that they will do. I need to book match them. I had them book matched at one time, and some of them's got X's on them and some of them don't. So anyway, got to look at it and see which way's which and which ones. Well, that ain't it. Nope. Nope, that ain't it, but it's close. So anyway, I'll get on these and do a little bit of something, even if it's wrong, which I'm good at. But like I said, it's 12 degrees right now, and I had the heat on all night in here, and nothing's froze up or anything, and you can't see your breath in here, but you can as soon as you open the door. You can see it, so I'm good to go. I'll be turning the radio on here in a few minutes, so YouTube don't like me listening to the radio and recording. But like I said, yesterday even though I was still sick, I managed to beat them out a little bit because I was standing in front of there. When I went back in, it was damn. And the only way I'm going today is just on medicine. Just all you can do is relieve the symptoms. Can't do nothing for the COVID. Can't do a thing for it. But the symptoms, you can kind of treat the symptoms to make you feel halfway human. So, but anyway, that's what I did yesterday. So I'll probably work around all day and probably just take my time and get my holes drilled in this handle for that, and fix my guard and get it all hand sanded and cut and everything, and see what I can do with it. So I'm gonna go and turn the radio on, so I'll come back and add something to this later on, probably. Maybe, hopefully I can show you a guard, and hopefully I can show you a knife with a handle on it. I don't know. Just depends on how I feel. If I don't feel like finishing it, doing it today, well, at least I'm still out here trying something. Because you can't fix anything sitting in your $100,000 chair and they're in a recliner. So anyway, I'm gonna get to it.